Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk to you Star Wars fans about, and it's about our favorite subject, Rian Johnson, because he cannot stop doing interviews to try and sell his Blu-ray that I don't think as many people want to buy as Lucasfilm is putting on. And I think he's a liar. Seriously. That's my opinion. But I think he's a liar. Because I'm saying this right now, I got to get to the disclaimer right away. Warning! This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. And I'm mad because I think he is lying in this interview. His trilogy is done. I really believe it. So, Ryan, please be quiet and stop lying. And you know what I think he's lying about? You're lying about Luke's death came organically. You're a pretentious art house hipster trying to make a name for yourself as a new M. Night Shyamalan with your twists. You sacrifice the story to be edgy to the point where it sacrificed character arcs, continuity with the episode 7 and 9, and you don't fool anyone. And you and Trevorrow were fighting behind the scenes so you could film the Luke death scene. So you had it in your resume, in your portfolio. I handled the Luke's death scene. Again, for your own benefit. So to try and make a stamp on your career and put yourself above everyone else. I am sick of the lying. I never had to do it. Throw out JJ's outline. Fight with Trevorrow to have Luke die in his film. Tell Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, I know better than you how Luke would be. And how in this interview he says a quick edit and he still could be on the island. Here are some excerpts from the CNN Money interview that really got me worked up. We are used to being in an indie world and have total control. No one should have had total control. There should have been a story outline in place that should not have been thrown out by anyone. That was, maybe he is a good filmmaker, but he's not a good writer. He should not have had this much control. And the interview says, any criticisms fair? No. That really upset me too. You know the sign of a great artist and director? One that can examine their own faults. But to be so dismissive of criticism shows what kind of person he really is. And then they were discussing Empire Strikes Back. Oh my God. Empire would have got roasted if it was released today. Be quiet. Whatever makes yourself feel better, this is a lot more divisive than the Empire Strikes Back when it was released. Form a bubble in choices that feel right to us, and don't second guess any of them. And then Mark said, well, we got to remember what the fans think. And Ryan, he says to Mark, no, we have to remember what we think. It wasn't something that got to organically. It wasn't something that has to happen in this movie. It wasn't something that I ever wanted to do. This is more quotes from Ryan. Is something that was decided all the way up till the end. I don't believe that for a second. I really think Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy wanted the character gone because they're trying to push new characters on everyone that no one likes. And they were happy to get rid of him this quick. It would be the easiest thing in the world to just, don't have him fade out at the end and just leave him on the island. That would have been simple. And I really think he's kind of trolling everyone now. He has to realize this would trigger upset fans. It was a simple thing. Then why did you fight everyone on it? Why did you fight Mark on it? It was simple and you didn't have to do it. It is simple to have a collaboration with Colin Trevorrow. If it was so simple and it was a quick edit, how come you didn't work with a fellow director for episode 9 to the point where he got fired? It is simple not to upset fans in your actor, but you didn't do it. You just don't have him fade out, and Colin wouldn't have lost his job. You know why Colin didn't had a big gap in his recent news come out that he is doing Jurassic World 3. And he lost his job and he doesn't have anything to do. That's why he didn't get Jurassic World 2. He was going to do Star Wars. He made another director lose his job because of a simple thing. You asked JJ for a favor, but you're too much of an egomaniac to change your vision. Guess what? It shouldn't be just your vision. You act like Star Wars was developed in your mind. You were approaching it like it was your creation. You can do interesting takes for a new Batman, James Bond, put your stamp on a remake, something that doesn't have to ruin the franchise. You have a responsibility to the characters, the actors, the fans, and the story. We're never going to get this story with this Luke again. And you ruined the chance everyone had. If you do a bold new direction, a different take on other properties, it doesn't ruin the franchise. But this is a continuation of the character's story. It was supposed to be a saga film. It's not a standalone movie. You're treating it like a standalone movie. It's supposed to flow within a saga and be a sequel, and it's supposed to wrap up these characters' story. You had no right to put your art house ambitions above everyone else just to make a name for yourself. Even before Carrie died, it still was one of the only opportunities to have these actors act together again, and we will never get that back. And I will say all the way until I see a trailer, Ryan, you're done with Star Wars. Go away and ruin your own films and stories and make as much art house movies with twists as you want. But don't ruin characters we love. Because you didn't even consider fans' reactions or care as much as such a betrayal, saying we shouldn't have to think about that. It shouldn't be all what fans want, but they should be in the picture. It should be, you should do your best to try and serve the fan base, the story, the characters, everyone, and not just yourself. And then just to sit there smug and say, it would have been simple not to upset everyone, but you still did. Just shows what an arrogant and selfish person you are. You can make a Star Wars movie with a story to tell and have a unique take, but it deserves more care than this, and I will never forgive you for what you did to one of my favorite movie series, and fans deserve better. And we deserve better than being mocked and trolled by you two in all your interviews and fansplaining. You know what is simple? Your career, because it could be over. And stay in your bubble, because if you didn't realize yet, maybe it did burst, but it's about to. I don't think you are getting your trilogy, and that's your bubble being burst. So stay in it, Ryan. So that's my thoughts on the interview. It got me really worked up because I don't believe him. It's organic, but then you fought people every step of the way to do it. You threw out JJ's outline. You fought behind the scenes with Trevorrow so much that he got fired. Mark Hamill came to you continuously saying he didn't feel his character would be this way. And he said, he not even saying just himself, he said the fans aren't going to like it, and you were so dismissive. So if you dismissive and you think you're right, you deserve what you get. And here's just some more I actually really liked Mark's comments in this interview. Some fans were actually upset with Mark, but I think he did it with a smile and a wink, like, oh yeah, we're happy to ruin your childhood. So I actually like that moment. He at least says it with a smile. Ryan does it with a smug look. Okay, and it would have been simple, but no, you didn't do it. How easy it would have been to accommodate Colin Trevorrow, and it would have made people happier. But you didn't do it. Simple edit and Luke is alive. You know what? It still could be a simple edit. We don't need all these weird fan films and edits. Just do a few edits where Luke's alive. And it's this Last Jedi still has major problems. But it'll make episode 9 better if he's alive. And here, let's get to the viewer comment. Jeffrey Payne. It's too good to be legit. Lucasfilm would never do something good. This Lucasfilm, you might be right, but I think maybe they will do something. I don't know. I've lost a lot of my faith, but I think behind the scenes stuff has happened already, and I think we're going to find out soon. By 2019, we're going to find out. But the reality is the things have happened already, and that's what my videos are about. We're not going to know until after Solo and Episode 9 debuts in theaters and the next Star Wars Celebration. But what's happening is happening now. The things we're going to find out next year are happening now. So, maybe there is hope. I hope there isn't a movie in 2020 and there's a course correction happening right now. But we got to be sure, and that's why I'm going to continue to do the boycott videos, and I am not seeing Solo when it debuts on the 25th. So I appreciate your comment. Keep your comments coming. I'd love to hear in you guys to join in the conversation on this one. See what your thoughts. Do you think he's being honest there, or do you think, and it's maybe I'm wrong. I don't know him personally, just the way he talks and the way that we hear about things going down behind the scenes with Colin Trevorrow. I think he is lying. He wanted that scene in his movie, and that's what they fought about, and that's why creative differences, Colin was let go, because the major thing they were talking about is he wanted Luke in his episode 9, and that's what they couldn't agree on. But it was so simple, so that's why I think he's lying. But this is where I want to remind you, you don't have to follow me anywhere. All I want from you is to join in the conversation. Don't follow me. Following is creepy, and Patreon stinks. Just talk about movies and talk about Star Wars. Bye.